Welcome everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome in our Smitio online coffee. Today we will learn all about Optimizely, which I understand is a CMS build-up above .NET. But don't worry, I am not the subject matter expert here. We are happy that our invitation was accepted by Sergey and Matej from First Line Software, who are here to share all their knowledge with you. Before we start, just few logistics. We are recording this session. If you wish to receive the recording, feel free to drop us your email if you didn't do so by registration. Also, if you need to ask any questions during the presentation, feel free to use chat. And then at the end of the session, Sergey and Matej will go through it. If you prefer speaking rather than writing, also you will have chance to do so at the end. So firstly, Matej and Sergey will share their presentation. They will also show you some practical usage of Optimizely, and then we will go through Q&A. So without further ado, I will leave it up to you guys. It's yours.
Thank you, Sergey. Thank you. So hello everyone. Thank you for joining. Today we with Matej will show you basics of Optimizely. We will show you some concept demonstration and so on. Matej, could you please continue?
Yeah. Hello there. So let's begin with what is coming up today and what we are going to cover in today's presentation. Let's first start with what Optimizely is as a company and what kind of service it can provide. Then we will introduce the main and key products and show what they offer and how they look like. We will talk also about how Optimizely works from a technical perspective. For example, which technologies it uses, how it works as a system, or how the whole solution is structured and how you can customize it and work with it. Then we move on the pros and cons of Optimizely, and we will show you how to create, set up, and run a simple project. Okay, so about Optimizely as a company, it's an American company that provides a digital experience platform software as a service, provides A/B testing and multivariate testing tools, website personalization, and future toggle capabilities, as well as web content management and digital commerce. The company was acquired by Episerver, and after that, they are rebranding as a company Optimizely. Optimizely continues being named leader in industry in multiple areas. For example, in next slide, you can see which big companies choose Optimizely, like Amazon, Fox, IBM, eBay, and so on. So in next slide, I will present you what Optimizely offer. Optimizely offer a lot of services, but for simplicity, I have listed only the most important ones. We will quickly go through each and show you what they are and what they offer. Of course, there are many more, and you can see them all on Optimizely website in section products. So first, product, I think it's biggest from Optimizely, is Digital Experience Platform, shortly DXP. DXP offers a combination of marketing and digital commerce to engage customers, deliver as best as possible experience to your customers with combination of creative content, product information, and campaign automation. The platform unifies the right application of content management, digital commerce, and customer intelligence to deliver customer-centric experiences. It's also very useful to say you can deploy one code base in multiple environments. Next product is Content Cloud. Is a management system, in short CMS, and digital marketing. It's used artificial intelligence to deliver personalized content experiences. On the picture, you can see how it looks like. Next product is Commerce B2C or Business to Company. It's a complete digital commerce suite. It's use artificial intelligence to deliver personalized experiences and search rankings and product recommendations and much more. And Optimizely B2B or business to business provides the flexibility required to manage the complex business rules and integrations needs of enterprise B2B or direct customer organizations. Next product is Optimizely Data Platform, shortly ODP. Is for data-driven marketing teams that use ODP to align their entire brand around the customer experiences, harmonize customer data across DXP and their broader ecosystems, and gather unified understanding of the customer context. You can use powerful integration to active customer data with the right message at the right time during the customer journey. And next product is web experimentation. It's for test and optimize customer experiences such as format and messaging, which provides customer data-driven preferences. And last one is full stack. It's for experimentation and optimization platform for developers application. That's the main difference for previous product. And this maximizes the performance and outcomes of the apps. And now let's move on how all it works together in technical way. So I think it will be good to present what kind of tech stack Optimizely uses. Optimizely is based on Microsoft technologies and uses .NET 5 and ASP.NET Core as web development platform. Optimizely uses Microsoft SQL Server to store content and other information created in the system. All databases addition, including SQL Azure, are supported. On top of that, Optimizely has a framework API used by all products in the Optimizely platform. Since .NET is a language-independent architecture, developers have a wide choice of development methods for their solutions. Optimizely is written in C#, but developers are free to use other programming languages. Development in .NET is fully object-oriented. And Optimizely solution can be hosted in cloud or on-premise solutions. Now let's look on system overview of App Server or Optimizely. The base Optimizely framework provides built-in editorial and administrative functions like version management, content preview, approval workflows, the multi-language support, and access rights. The customized solution is built on top of this. On the picture, you can see how it's structured, and we can move on next slide. Customized solution, basically your own code, basically or typically contains these parts like graphic profiles, functions, system integrations, access rights, content, assets, and much more. Basically, you have ability to change or add a large number of your own ideas and features. So now I would like to give a word to Sergey, who will tell you pros, cons, and much more.
Yeah, thank you, Matej. So first of all, I want to mention that each product of Optimizely is, let's say, payable, and you requires a license for your testing platforms, for your staging, UIT, and production platform as well. So your customers for start of your projects could require a lot of investments to that. But on the other hand, server provide a lot of functionality which is built in, so which was mentioned by Matej, and most of them is really well built, and you don't need to even connect any third-party systems. You could use checkout process in the commerce from the box. You could have localization, data migration, and some our features, which is very good. Now, disadvantage of App Server is complexity, let's say, of a solution. Because company was built from different smaller companies, and approach to work with data with code is, let's say, different, and it could be complicated at the start to understand whole ecosystem and find a good way to implement some complex functionality and so on. Migration from legacy project could be also hard for beginning, but if you already faced with App Server on .NET Framework 4.6 or 4.8, it could be very easy for you, I guess, to migrate to .NET Core because data structure is, let's say, same. Some classes was mentioned, but breaking changes is not so big. during last versions. Now, good advantage of App Server, it's really big community and forums and a lot of articles in the internet which you could read and find a solution for anything. And App Server release their products really often. It's once per 2 weeks or even once per week. So you could have bug fixes and new functionality really quick when you, let's say, connect to support and require something, especially for your business. Like Matej said, it's built on a .NET stack, so you're free to use any third-party libraries which is available for .NET, and you could connect anything. It could be search engine or any functionality which needed for your business, for your requirements. So let's now switch to demonstration. I will switch to my IDE and show you a small Hello World project, which, yeah. So I'll switch to my IDE, and yeah, here I already created a project. Project is created from a template which is provided by NuGet feed from Optimizely. So you could do something similar by instruction which I have here. You will have a link to that GitHub repository at the end, so don't worry about some code things or some command line commands to create that project. Basically, it's just a .NET Core project with few NuGet packages from App Server. So you could see here I only connected App Server CMS and App Server Commerce modules. And after that, I simply connected both of them in the startup. So I also use basic authentication, which is built in App Server, and basic credentials already created for me in database. So I don't need to worry about authorization and any kind of integration here. But yeah, you will be free to use Active Directory, OAuth, and any of our available protocols for work with your company, with your users, and so on. So well, let's see how you could create your first content in Optimizely in code, and I will show you home page. It's a small content with just a few properties. I created here a content area. It's built-in class in App Server, which provide you to drag and drop some blocks, some widgets, which I'll also show you how to create and how to work with them in code. You need to have some meta information for content types. It will be displayed for administrators who will create real data based on this meta information. Let's, for example, here comment a small property, which is description, let's say, for that homepage. It could be, like I said, it could be localizable, and it will be editable for interface, and it will have some display name for administrator. Now let's switch to controllers, how it could be displayed to users. So it's usual MVC controller with razor view. You could have a homepage, our object of our class, just as a model. It will be obtained from database automatically. You don't need to care about any persistent layer here. It's everything is built in App Server. It's you need only to concentrate on your business requirements. And let's now adjust a bit our view to display the description. So it could be simple razor extensions for displaying some property from the model which is specified here. So let's now try to run it and see what we'll have. So like I said, it's normal .NET application, so you don't need to have anything except, let's say, IDE, .NET SDK, and SQL Server for databases. So yeah, let's log into administrative interface first and see how it will look. Sorry. person started. A second. Yeah, okay, it started. So now I'm trying to log into administrative interface, and it's basic forms authentication, like I said. So I'll log in here. Sorry, what's going on? Okay, it was freezed by some reason, I don't know. Yeah, let's skip it. So now you could see editorial interface of the server. Here we have some catalog, some pages 3, and we even don't have any pages. Let's try to create our first page in CMS. Let's page, and here we could see content area, which is for some widget and for blocks, and description, which we just created in code, and it has a TinyMC plugin for each. Sorry. So let's put something here. Yeah, and yeah, it's like I said, it's TinyMC plugin for IP server, and you could use many more modules which could be really fastly connected to IP server, and you could implement even your own interface for administrators and so on. So let's simply publish a page. Now we created the page. It has some content, some data. Let's set up our site in administration part. So here in administration part, we have a configuration, manage websites. So we could create one website. Let's this and URL to the site. We could select a page which will be displayed first when the user will navigate to our site, and let's just save. Okay, let's try to see it. Okay, yeah, now we could see the description which we displayed via Razor. We have some header which I predefined in layout, and we have access to editorial interface because I have administrative rights here. You could manage access rights also in CMS. You could create different groups for users, so you could assign these groups to users. And of course, you could set different access levels to different pages of your site. Okay, now let's go back to code and see how commerce part and how blocks could be defined. Okay, so before we created a page, and it has a content area, which I said contains some blocks. So block is a small widget for IP server which could contain some specific piece of information. Could be for business. It could be reused in different pages and so on. So I simply created a block which will have some text and some image for presentation. And another block is a catalog introduction. It also have a link to the catalog, which I want to see later on our site, because we are working on an e-commerce solution, let's say. Displaying blocks is also simple out of box. It's based on a block component. You could also have a view based on that block. You could create your own view models and so on. And yeah, like I already said about this launch, it's not always intuitive, but yeah, all blocks should be in shared folders. It's just a solution of web server. You could not use any allocations out the box. So yeah, we have some layout for specific blocks, and let's pretty it for blocks. You could create your own for your business. Let's review how commerce structure looks like. So for each commerce site, you need to have a catalog, some categories, and after that you need to have a product. So catalogs is built in, and you don't need to even create any class which will describe a catalog. But category you need to describe somehow. You could have some properties like in pages here. To categories, later you could add products, which could have some description, let's say, of products, main images, maybe some other attributes for your clients, and variation is actual thing which will be bought by clients, so it should have some attributes, some prices, inventory, and so on. Prices and inventory, it's built in an EP server, and you need to care only about some business attributes here. Displaying of catalog, it's really similar to pages. You just need to have again a controller which will accept I created it for catalog, for whole catalog, and in the catalog you could easily with built-in classes, it's content repository or content loader, relation repository, I will show you, retrieve data from database without any additional coding, let's say. So here I retrieved all categories from catalog just by one line, and I could use it now in some logic. And for relations between products and variation, you could use now repository. It's because you could, for example, reuse some products in different categories, so you could reuse variations of products for different products. For example, it could be T-shirt and with some print, and it could be in some bundles or bundles of products, or in separate T-shirt on the side. And yeah, let's review now part of EP server. It's data migrations. It's supposed to migrate data. I mean, to rename some properties or migrate actual data from legacy systems. And it will be around once on a project on a start of our application. And here I put some code which will create some structure of catalog, structure of pages, by code. And I could show you, for example, how to create a catalog in EP server programmatically. So I have again, it's content repository. You could create a default object for your description of your catalog content, fill some basic properties which will need to be used, and after that you could publish it with some attributes. You could check access if you want to publish programmatically from some specific users and so on. Similarly, you could work with prices, with variations, with products, and yeah, everything what you want you could do programmatically. So, for example, creating some scheduled jobs which will take information from a third-party system. It's really easy to implement. And yeah, now I have a script which will recreate my database. So yeah, let's recreate my database and see how that migration will create all content for me programmatically. Okay, it's running. Okay, so now let's navigate to specific URL for migrations. It's available only for administrators. Yeah, and you see what it's already starting because migration is required for work on site. So no clients could come to site until it's done. So now we have everything done, and we can. Okay, let's just reload our page. Here you could see some blocks which we created with text and images. We could have a link on the catalog. And yeah, I didn't show you how to upload an images, so let's see how it looks in CMS. So for example, here you could manage some media. I programmatically upload some images from folder. You could create specific folders for different clients, for different part of your site. Yeah, and after that, for example, in some blog, you could add some blog, and yeah, you could use different picture very easily. So now it's updated, and let's see how it will. Yeah, but sorry, probably we updated this one, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, well, let's navigate to our catalog page. It's really similar. It's just displaying some basic category and products with variations with randomly assigned prices and attributes. So it's basically everything what you need to start some e-commerce site on AP server. After that, you could easily connect some shopping cart or checkout process discounts. Everything could be managed in built-in functionality. Here in commerce, you have marketing, you have customers organization management. So it's really could give a lot of functionality out of the box. And yeah, let's see how products look. So here I have a catalog root. After that, I have catalog category. In category, I have product. Let's see how it looks inside. In content, like I shown you before in the model, we have a short description of a product. And here we could load some assets, could be some files, maybe PDF files or something else what you want to display for your clients. And after that, you could create variations, and each variation additionally contains inventory information for different warehouses and pricing information, which is have all validity dates, specific currencies, specific prices, and everything could be customizable out of box. Like you see, I almost don't think anything in my solution, and it's already have such a rich interface for administration and for requirements which could be from which could come from your customers and of your companies and so on. So probably that's it from my demonstration of basic site. I will show you here in presentation. You'll have some links to you'll have some links to resources which could be used to create same site from scratch. And that's all from my demo, and let's continue with questions and answers.
Okay, Sergey, thank you so much. I have put some questions which I received via chat and also which we get from the registration form from the participants. So if you go to Q&A section by the activities, you can see them. For everybody else, please feel free to add your questions to the list. Did you find them, Sergey?
No, sorry. Where I could find it?
Just in the activities, when you see the participants and chat, and next to it, you see different shapes, triangle, square, and...
Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, I see it.
All right.
Okay. I see some questions here. Thank you, everyone, to putting questions here. I'll try to answer some of them and mostly all of them. So first question, what kind of license is required for development? For development, you almost don't need any license on your local desktop. Like now I demonstrated to you all code without any additional license. But for testing platform, for any kind of public platforms, you are required to buy or to get a trial license from a server license center. In presentation, you'll have a link to that license center where you could get license for your QA platform. So next question, custom pricing and inventory supported. You could create your own business logic behind pricing and inventory calculations. So you could use that functionality which is built in AP server, and you could create anything what you want based on these values, or even you could create your own user interface to specify prices. Okay, let's mark them. Is custom product SKU attribute supported? Yeah, like I demonstrated you, I created a few attributes in products and in variations, and you're almost free to have anything here. For example, I created a drop-down list via specific selection factories from AP server, or you could create just a, let's say, string and have any kind of JSON here, or maybe some IDs to additional data in database, which will store what value. But yeah, almost anything could be applied to any type of content. In server, it could be pages, products, variations, and so on. Okay. Is localization supported? Yeah, localization is supported. You could define supported languages in the administration interface. It's here in the CMS admin section. In config, you have manage website languages. You could enable any language what you want, and after that, you will be able to translate any piece of content to that language. So you translate pages, content, pages, products, variations, anything what you want. Okay. How could we migrate from legacy solution from the older AP server optimized version? Yeah. If you already faced with AP server on an older stack on the .NET framework, it's really similar to new one on the .NET Core. It has same data structure. Yeah, I could show you. Yeah, it has almost same data structure like we had in previous versions. So if you not customized it much, it will be very easy for you to have migration to a new stack. If you have really legacy solution, or you have some solution which is not based on AP server, it could be done via scheduled jobs, via data migrations, via any connection to AP server by .NET. Okay. What's complexity of optimized database? Oh, okay, sorry, I probably answered partially in the previous question. Yeah, let's see. So, for example, all content is for CMS is here, and you could see what I created only product sets. Yeah, it has really it's the normalized structure. It's not easy, let's say, to maintain and see what's going on here, but everything is supported by ORM inside AP server, and yeah, you almost don't need to care about it, but if you want, you have access, let's say, to anything, and you could create your own SQL queries and SQL SOAP procedures and anything what you want with database. It's normal SQL server database. Yeah, it's complex, let's say. It's really complex, but it's worth it. How long I'm both using Optimizely? Yeah, for me, I'm using Optimizely and AP server around 9 years. It was from all the versions from AP server 7, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, during the COVID time, AP server did a great job. We really adjusted their design of their API which we have, and even CMS and commerce part was improved with good functionality which could be used for customers. So yeah.
Yeah, and okay. For me, I'm very new to Optimizely. I'm using it about 2 months, I think.
And Matej, when you are new to Optimizely, can you share how difficult it is to learn like Optimizely from scratch, basically? What were the struggles you were dealing with?
Optimizely is a really complex product. It's takes some time to start oriented in it and learn how to use it properly, or if you want to add some your own things and add some more functionalities, you must learn right way how to edit in the right way. Yeah. So for me, it was biggest struggle was to learn the structure of whole solution and get it how it all works.
And now you are able to independently use it, or do you still need help from your senior colleagues?
Yeah. No, I still need. I have still a lot of questions to Sergey, and he still learning me how to use it properly
Great, thanks.
and advise me how to work with it.
I see there is last question, Sergey, I think.
Yeah, I see it. Is there a replacement for Optimizely? I would say, I would say I don't have a correct answer here, because when you work with Optimizely or with a server, you already have some big set of functionality which is really connected and linked to Optimizely or server way to do it. And if you have some legacy project, it may be very complex to migrate to Optimizely or from Optimizely to another framework. But yeah, any kind of framework which have a e-commerce model could have a similar functionality. But yeah, from my experience, Optimizely is really good and big solution for almost all customer needs. So yeah, you could replace it by something, but you could lose some piece of functionality.
Okay, are there any other questions? I would also like to ask the audience, is there anyone using Optimizely already, or was it completely new information for you? Okay, everyone is shy, it seems. No problem. Okay, so if there is no more questions, I will... Oh, yeah, there is.
Yeah, thank you, Nikolai, for your question. It's worth to have an Optimizely certificate. Yeah, it's worth it because afterward you could have great community support on their forum. You could have much more experience in some specific products of Optimizely which you don't use in your regular work with it, and it's really helpful to refresh your knowledge and in Optimizely and in .NET itself. So during preparation or during certification process, you'll have good experience and good artifacts from it.
Okay. So last chance to ask questions, please. Okay, Sergey, how was your first public presentation for the audience?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Thank you everyone to join. It's really a good experience to present some products and some functionality for public auditory, and yeah, it's good to see all of you here, I'm feeling really, really good.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Sergey. Thank you so much, Matej, for your contribution, for sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you, everybody, for joining Smitio Online Coffee about Optimizely today. If you wish to see the recording, I will send it to you via email to the people who send me their email address. The rest of you can find it on our YouTube channel if you just put Smitio in a search. And I hope to see you again by any other session which we will be having. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely afternoon, a lovely evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you.